Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Gamertag Radio.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio episode 1512. This is your host, Danny Pena, and also joining me is Paris Liddy. What's up, Paris?
What's going on, Danny?
Man, I know the last episode we talked a lot about next gen and everything, but let's talk about now. Let's talk about now. Bro, I personally think, and we're going to talk about it later too. We also going to talk about our sponsor too. This year has been a great year for Capcom. Pragmata, we're going to be talking about that in a few minutes. Personally, one of my favorite games of this year. I'll put it up there with Resident Evil. It's so good. And I can't wait for us to talk everything about it and everything. But Paris, your thoughts, and let's start with the conversation about our sponsor for this episode.
Yes. So this episode of Gamertag Radio is being sponsored by NVIDIA GeForce. And on this one, we're going to talk about Pragmata. We're going to get into the review, all that, our impressions. But I want to talk about the fact that I was able to play Pragmata on my RTX 5090 GPU. And I'm going to hit you with a key message right now. It allowed me to fight my way through immersive environments enhanced by realistic path tracing visuals and the transformer modeled AI powered NVIDIA DLSS4 with multi-frame generation for the ultimate Pragmata experience. And let me tell you something. They ain't lying. They're not lying when they say that. I'm playing this on the 5090. I got path tracing enabled. NVIDIA Reflex enabled. Like I already said, it's doing multi-frame generation. So, I mean, I'm playing this at 4K resolution, maxed out settings, over almost 300 frames per second. I'm averaging in the mid 200s when you get into a big action scene, but there were peak times I'm hitting like 280, 290 frames per second while I'm playing this. And that's what DLSS 4 with multi-frame generation at 4 times. So what multi-frame generation does is that's going to add additional frames into the scene, to allow you to get better performance at a high resolution, obviously along with ultra settings. But then bringing this over to path tracing and ray reconstruction with path tracing, the lighting in this game, Danny, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The reflections that you're getting off the various surfaces that you're going through. Because again, we're like on this base on the moon and just, it's crazy. And we'll get into the whole thing about Pragmata, but visually, like when you first come out into like that Times Square area, oh, beautiful. Just the lighting, just everything about the environment, the visuals are just fantastic. And that's with DLSS 4. That's the whole point, is the transformer models is going to essentially enhance everything that you get visually with that, because that is going to give you higher image stability, reduce ghosting, and finer detail in motion with everything that you're doing in these games. And like I said, playing this on an RTX 5090 just absolutely highlights all of that. So I'm telling anybody right now, if you got a 50 series NVIDIA GPU and you play Pragmata, turn on DLSS 4, play it at the highest resolution that your screen can handle. Like I said, I was going up to 200 something frames, but I could lock in VSync. I have a monitor that's at 144 hertz and 4K. So I could lock it in at 144 hertz, turn on multi-frame generation with this, get that performance level along with path tracing and ray reconstruction for just fantastic lighting, reflections, and image quality out of that. It's great. Absolutely great. So I do want to thank NVIDIA for sponsoring this. This game is fantastic. I can't wait to start talking about it more. I think anyone that was on the fence about Pragmata, you're going to want to listen to us in just a second, and you're going to want to pick this up. And if you have a PC and you have an RTX 50 series GPU, you are going to want to play Pragmata with path tracing, with multi-frame generation, and DLSS 4. So thank you, NVIDIA, for sponsoring this. Let's go back to the rest of the review.
Yeah. But one thing about that I have to mention about, we're not going to talk about levels or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I know that when the astronauts were flying around the moon, Capcom took advantage of that moment and showed Earth and the moon from the pictures that NASA sent. And honestly, it looks like that. Like, it looks so
really
good. Like,
does.
graphically looks really, really good. you know.
One more thing.
So,
We're technically still in the sponsor segment. I forgot to mention one thing. I mentioned NVIDIA Reflex. So to explain what that does is when you enable multi-frame generation, that can bring latency into it, right? So you're not going to be as responsive, you know, with your controls and everything. But what NVIDIA Reflex does is that helps to reduce latency to normal levels. So you're getting fast response in the game. And again, with all that stuff enabled, I say it every time that we talk about this stuff. I get people talking about, oh, DLS says it's fake frames and this. All I know is this, it looked good to me. That's all I know. It looked good to me. It played good to me. I'm playing at high fidelity, high performance, great image quality. It's fantastic. So again, NVIDIA GeForce, thank you for sponsoring this segment, and go pick up Pragmata.
Pick it up. And, you know, if I had a 5090, probably will look definitely way better than what I have now because I have the 40 series, 4090. Yeah. But I also have it also on an ultra wide screen, and it looks fantastic. I played the game fully over 20-something hours through my PC, ultra wide screen, and I had an amazing time, man, with it, man. You know, I was talking with a couple of our friends in Paris. You were in that conversation too. This game reminded me a lot of like back in the days, early 2000, that type of like action-packed games. A little bit of like you know, a faster version of Dead Space, mix it in there with Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, like that fast-paced, you know, attacking big bosses and all. Like that's the thing I love about Capcom is the type of experiences, the type of games that they make. It's different, and it's hard now in 2026 to get a really high review and also the buzz on a new IP is really hard to pull that off. And Capcom did it with this game, man. Like I really enjoy this game from start to finish. The characters, especially Diana, that's one of the characters that you meet in the game, and the other characters too, like their relationship that they have between both back and forth of like helping each other and like caring about each other and also trying to figure out what to do next and everything. It just was very, very impactful to me, especially as a dad. Very, very impactful. Great story. And I love that this was very, very challenging. Like I love that. And you could change the settings if you want, like for like difficulty and everything like that. But I really enjoy that there is like for the hardcore, if you really want to play like the hardest difficulty, or just keep it casual because you just want to get into the story and just, you know, move on through the game. Either way, it's like fantastic overall. And plus the gameplay mechanics is very, very unique in my opinion too, where your character is zooming in an enemy and then Diana uses her powers to manage to hack that enemy, and it will help you to attack them and hurt them even more based on what you select in the UI from the screen. And it's very, very different to me. It's cool. And I just loved it. And I enjoyed that a lot. The more I was playing, the more I was upgrading my character and weapons and everything. It was a lot easier to do a lot of things in the game. And plus, in the beginning, there's going to be some areas where you can't get in there because your character is not upgraded enough to open that area. But let me tell you, I went back from the end, went back to the beginning of the game, and I found everything in the main campaign, like 100%, plus some extra content, which I can't really talk much about. That it took me like 21.5 hours to complete the whole thing. And here's the thing. There's other extra stuff that I haven't done yet that is not part of the main campaign. It's like a separate thing. So there's a lot of challenges, a lot of like extra content that's going to keep you playing this, and the replay value is really, really high. That I think you guys are going to enjoy this game so much because of it, you know. So, and plus, like you said, Paris, graphically, doesn't matter if you play on the PC, consoles, or what, it just looks great. It looks beautiful, man, graphically.
No,
too.
Absolutely. And I want to actually go back to something you said at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Capcom has been on a heater. They 100%. Have been on an absolute heater the last seemed like a year and a half or whatever, right? It just seemed like every game they come out with is just throwing straight heat. I mean, think about this. Resident Evil 9 and this basically have come out within 2 months of each other. And both of them are just fantastic. Like, we already know Resident Evil Requiem is going to be in the Game of the Year conversation. We know that. Now, I'm not going to say Pragmata is at that level, but it's pretty darn close. This is a really, really good game that you are going to want to play, right? It almost feels kind of throwbacky a little bit, right? Doesn't almost like again, take out the unique stuff with the hacking and all that, but this almost feels like a 360 game, but in a good way.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, in a really good way. Definitely a lot of arcadey stuff. I totally love the Japanese style humor in here. Like you mentioned, the relationship between, because you're Hugh, you're kind of the main character, and then obviously Diana, who is your again, I won't elaborate too much, but your companion, and she's the one that's doing all the hacking minigame stuff for you. And then Hugh, you're controlling him. You're doing all the main shooting, and you got to, cycle through the different weapons that you have and all that. And I love the symbiotic relationship of that when it comes to the actual combat and the gameplay loop to it, because there's definitely some times you got to be pretty freaking quick with that hacking stuff, man. It can definitely get a little tricky, especially as you start upgrading it and you're getting different, the word I'm looking for. They're not, they're not mods, but they're different components in the hacking game that you get, that shield, or, you're going to be able to hack multiple enemies at the same time. I'm totally blanking on the exact name.
It's okay. It's all good. It's all good.
But the point is, you, like you said, you've already gone back and started collecting all this stuff. You're going to be able to get these upgrades along the way. You're going to be able to get, mods for your weapons as well. And you'll be able to upgrade your weapons, because you're like an astronaut, the suit that you're wearing, you'll be able to upgrade that, your health, stuff like that. I loved it because you take the hacking part, you essentially find the weak spot on the enemy, and then now you shoot that. And then there's certain enemies that'll throw up shields in front of the hacking thing. So you can't even do the hacking part. So you got to take down the shields first, but then you go do the hacking part, and then you go get to their weak spot. And then Diana has that override mode. You can do that as well when you power that up. I thought that was really cool. I had a lot of fun with the combat. Like I said, it definitely felt like a throwback to the 360 era. And then the relationship between Hugh and Diana, like the story, like you already mentioned, as a father, they can get you a little bit.
Yeah, It's very impactful.
This reminds me, you ever seen The Professional? Natalie Portman when she was a kid.
100%. I see it. Great. Classic. That's a classic movie.
Yes. Think of that in a way, right?
Yeah.
But I love the setting. You're on the moon on this base. It almost has that weird Kojima vibe to it too. With a lot of the stuff that's going on. Hey, some of them boss battles. I ain't
let me tell you. They're challenging. It's like, you'll be there for a while. Like, you like, God damn. And here's the thing, like, I know you mentioned about the hacking and all that stuff. Like, there's different type of hacks. Like, there's where you could heat them up and it will slow down the enemy, or like thunder, or like attack multiple enemies at the same time, or in a way where you could heal yourself, or there's different type of things that you could do that's going to help your character and everything. And
like then the kind of the side, the VR mission stuff that you can do when you're in the base. The simulation, you do that gets a little challenging too. Doing that. I love that you have the bait, you can upgrade your base and the base building stuff, and like the little collectibles that you can get that Diana gets to play around with and all that. There's a lot of little, like I said, it is very throwbacky in that way, where these are optional things. You don't have to do them, but you feel encouraged to want to go do them. You know what I mean? Because you feel that sense of pride. You're like, oh, look, I got this. I found that. Oh, instead of me going left, what if I went right? What's around here? Oh, there's a little collectible here. Oh, here's an upgrade module for me. Glad I went this way. So you're almost encouraged in that way to kind of explore through some of the areas that you've been in. But I love this. And it's not a super long experience too, right?
It's not. It's not. I think it's 12-ish hours. But for me, I was like, okay, yeah, I completed the game, but it's not 100% for me. I gotta like do
Yeah.
more. So the thing that you could do in the game too, like you could scan the area.
Yes.
There's like certain areas where you scan, but then when you go to the next one, the things that you scan in one area is not gonna be there. Like you have to like move around a lot, like the different rooms and everything.
Yeah.
But because of that, it will help you to notice, like, all right, there's a couple items in here that I need to figure out how in the hell I could get in there. And there's different ways. There's like where you need to like jump far away or figure out a way how to climb to a certain area to get. It's like I just love, like, there's also like little puzzles in there that's gonna
exactly.
make it more how you say, the competition wise, like, okay, I got to figure out to get there. You know what I'm saying? So it was just fun. And also like the story for me kept on going for more. Like I want to learn more about the characters. I want to know what's going to happen next in there too. And I was satisfied at the end. I was like, okay, this was really, really good. And, and I do want to mention, there's like so many other things that you unlock once you finish the game, which I'm not going to say, that I think people are going to go back and do a lot more things in this game. I wish I could say it, but I think people are going to enjoy this a lot, man. Like, like you said, Paris, like Capcom, I think this is the year for Capcom, man. This is the year of just the publisher and the studio overall making amazing, amazing games. And I'm glad that they took a risk on trying something totally new that nobody heard or seen before. You know, like Resident Evil, of course, Resident Evil, everybody knows about that, but like Pragmata, nobody has ever.
No, nobody knows. Like I remember 2 summer game fests ago when I went to the demo and played it. I was like, oh, because it's funny where the demo ends. I could tell, I was like, oh, this is about to get really good. And then sure enough, playing it, I was like, oh, yep, I was right. Now it gets really good. You know what I mean? Yeah, it definitely surprised me the first time I played that demo, and then to get the final game and see it kind of just lived up to my expectations as far as that went. Fantastic. But to your point about Capcom, Resident Evil already, Pragmata just dropped. We still got Omnimusha coming. And that was a Capcom game, Dragon's Dogma 2?
Yeah, but there was one that just came out recently. It was like a Monster Hunter Stories.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which is cool, but it's not for me. It's not for me.
But there's the big fans of that, though. That's the whole point. It's like Capcom is delivering a lot of quality content, like I said, over the last couple of years, and that's fantastic. Like I said, I will look forward to Omnimusha when that comes out as well. But yeah, Pragmata is great. I highly recommend it. Definitely, would tell people, if you're thinking about getting this, go pick it up, because I think you'll have a good time with it.
You know what?
Oh, and it's $60. It's not even $70.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Now, here, true story. So I went to the Nintendo Switch 2 preview event that they had a bunch of other games, and they had Resident Evil and Pragmata playable. And I was like, look, I know Mario games is going to be good. All these other, Pokemon, I know it's going to be good. But I need to see how these third-party games looked on the Switch 2. Like, I was just curious. So the first game I went was Resident Evil Requiem. I played it enough that I'm like, all right, I don't want to be spoiled. I want to go and play this at home, right? But then I saw Pragmata. I'm like, let me just go. Like, I was just like, oh, it's a game. Let me just check it out.
Yeah.
Bro, do you know that was the game that I was playing the longest out of all the games that was available playable there? That was a game that was there for the longest time. I was there for so long that Capcom came up to me. He's like, hey, are you interested in checking this game out? We have like an event in the future. I was like, yo, please, I got to get in. This game is good, man.
Yeah.
And that was on the Switch too. That's another thing I have to give props to Capcom, which companies usually will wait to release a game on the Switch too. This is all coming out at the same time. PC, consoles, all at the same time. It's not like, oh, let's wait until like 6 months or a year later to release on the Switch. No, it's playable, and it looks fantastic on that console. So, I'm thankful that it was that version that actually got my attention the most. Like, I know you mentioned about Summer Game Fest and the trailers, which I think, if correct me if I'm wrong, was that the Xbox Game Showcase that we got to see that for the first time, like a trailer? Was it there?
I think maybe.
Or was it
Hey.
Summer Game Fest? It was one of those two that I
Yeah.
remember. I saw. I'm like, oh, this is cool, man. And then behind closed doors, we got to see it at Summer Game Fest. But yeah, bro, it's good. Highly recommend it. I put it up there for my favorite game of the year. I put it up there for me. I know Paris is being picky, but
I just remembered something else. Obviously, we're out of the sponsor segment, but for people that want to see some gameplay of Pragmata, I have that up on the YouTube channel as well, as a part of some of the stuff I'm doing with NVIDIA for that, to just show off what it looks like on PC, with path tracing on and all that good stuff. So go to my YouTube channel, check that out.
Yeah, make sure to search Paris Lily, and it will pop up.
Actually, it's Paris. Search for Paris with 2 R's. Paris ML.
Oh, ML.
Yeah, I had to add my middle and last name initials in it so it could be searchable. Because if you just search just for Paris, you can find 10,000.
I was gonna say something about being super nice.
Yeah, see,
I'm a nice guy.
Yep.
Anything else, Paris? Anything else? I think this is a good time. Like, I know there's been a lot of negativity, but these moments, we should treasure these moments, right? Because it is really cool to see games like this getting great reviews. And I know there's other games that just coming out too. The mouse hire. Wait, is it the mouse?
Yeah, mouse PI for hire.
PI for hire. Replace. There's Sorrows. There's so many games just this month alone. I'm like, oh, this is so good. This is really cool, man.
Oh yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it. No, like I said, go pick up Pragmata. I think you'll really enjoy it.
And also, thanks to NVIDIA for sponsoring and everything, man. Shout out to them, man. They always been looking out for us, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, on to next time, everyone. We're out. Peace.
Peace.